All right, last question. Very important question. The question that's probably on every single Canadian basketball's fan mind and every Toronto Raptors fan's mind is would Kawhi Leonard still leave if Toronto were to win the 2019 championship?
Well, I mean, back to go to like our earlier episodes when we slightly brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
If they win the chip, Kawhi, the guy's like a freaking robot. The guy has no emotions.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna be, alert, by like other things that other, athletes are gonna be like attracted to.
Uh-huh.
He's just straight up to business. He just wants to win chips. And one thing you gotta take into consideration is that he has a pretty good supporting cast in Toronto. He's playing in the East, which there you're not gonna have to go, in the first or second round against LeBron, because he's gonna redeem himself next year. You're not gonna have to go against the Rockets. You're not gonna have to go against, the Dubs, in the middle of the playoff series. And look, don't you think that it's gonna be chaos with the Warriors? After they go down. KD, I don't think maybe he stays for like another year, but most likely he'll be like, hey, I got my rings, deuces. Let me go somewhere else. It's gonna make it a little bit more stable. And they got a pretty good squad there in Toronto.
They do.
But to give you my response, I would say if Toronto wins that championship, it's gonna increase it to 60% that he's gonna stay.
Okay.
I give it that.
Like you said in the earlier episodes, to throw it back, like we did briefly discuss it, and before we got to the point that we're at with the finals, I believe that they were to win, it would help them, and I didn't think it was too much, but now I believe that if Toronto were to win the championship, I think I would probably put at 80% that Kawhi stays.
Maybe not 80, but it's like, look, they're not only winning the finals, but they're kicking their butts.
No, okay, see, look, for me, it's not even that. It's if they were to win in game 5, 6, or 7, it doesn't even necessarily have to do with his team, which it does. This finals does prove that Kawhi, you have a good supporting cast with you if you were to stay in Toronto, as long as you keep most of the core pieces, and they could even trade or find free agents that could help improve the team. But what I've noticed is that as these finals have progressed, it shouldn't be unexpected, but I'm pleasantly surprised at how strong the Canadian Raptors fan base is. Like, I've been watching certain episodes. The starters had a great example where like the Raptors fans were Lee Ellis. He's an Australian. He watches soccer too. He brought up how like he compared it to like a stadium, like watching like Real Madrid and Barcelona play. And even if you don't keep up with like club soccer, and I don't really, it's that you at least know how strong, how passionate these fans are. And he was saying that it was similar to that. It was beautiful. He said like the fans in the stadium just stood up singing the anthem, and it was all in unison. They were screaming his name. This is after the game, if I'm not mistaken. He brought up the moment, and I was just like, wow, like you don't see that happening in every city. And then more and more and more, it's something that we were all aware of, but now it's more tangible because we see the reaction in real time happening as they keep getting better. Like, you really have a whole country behind you. And like, I think Kawhi, as the series has progressed, is realizing more and more how serious, how big this thing is that he has going.
I mean, the final point I like to bring up is, look, Toronto, Canada is pretty much all hockey. When it comes to the NBA, let's say Kawhi goes to LA, the Clippers. Yeah, you're gonna rule the town and whatnot, but you're not gonna be the whole shebang. Like in LA.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have that little brother effect to the Lakers. In Toronto, that's all you got. When it's in Toronto, like in basketball, it's just the Raptors.
Yeah,
that's it.
In Canada, period.
This period, man. I'm like,
and even like you said, hockey's still dominating there. Basketball is probably like their second most popular sport because they're not big soccer fans. Like there are some, but it's not like a soccer country.
But more importantly for Kawhi, he's very low key. Toronto's one of the best spots you can be low key.
Oh, that too. Have a huge fan base, a huge market, and still be able to live his life the way he likes to, just keeping his head down, doing his thing. And they've offered free housing. They've offered the guy free food, and I'm sure that's not just in Toronto. He could probably go to like Quebec or any other province in the country, and like probably still get a freaking free meal, probably
meal.
free stays at hotels, because like if he brings the championship home, even if he weren't to bring the championship home, bro, like I honestly feel like he might stay. Just I'm telling you, like I feel like seeing how this country has reacted and how that Raptors fan base has reacted to this whole championship is incredible. And it's different too, because Raptors before Kawhi had like even if they were winning when they were making to the Eastern Conference Final, everybody was still doubtful. Like, it's the Raptors, they're gonna choke. It's a Kawhi Leonard single-handedly has changed the brand perception of the Raptors, and to me that is incredible.
Now, yeah, Kawhi does deserve the credit for that. Now,
yeah, and that's attracted more fans.
No, you can't take any credit, from his supporting cast stepping up.
No, of course.
Because of the fact that his supporting cast stepped up, they're at this point.
Yeah, and they stepped up, I believe, because they have such a strong leader behind them.
Yeah, like they believe in themselves.
They recognize him. Yeah, they believe in themselves. They believe in him. Just everything, and just, bro, it's amazing. Like I'm not a Raptors fan at all, but like in this series, I don't personally have any team that I really care to win. Like I was a Golden State fan in 2015. I really liked the way they played. In the past 2 years, it's kind of like leaned off a bit because they've changed as a team. You feel me? And now it's just like if the Golden State gets their three-peat, that's cool, because like I like history being made. It'll be the first time we see three-peat in a while. And if the Raptors wins, that's an international team technically winning an NBA Finals championship. That's another historic bout. And yeah, I mean, Kawhi, let us know if you're gonna stay or not, because we can give the people the scoop.
Well, you always got a welcome spot in Miami. Hey, the beaches could always use you.
I like that.
That's stopping for another day. We got Game 5 coming out. We'll see if the Toronto, if they're able to pull it off, go for the kill. But these are your hosts. This is Ball Talk Deep,
where we talk deep about ball.
And we out.
Until next time, take care.